All right, kids, look, listen, hear me out. See, there are like 90 tabs open in my DuckDuckGo app, and a lot of those are articles and studies and news stories that I either haven't read yet or did read but couldn't use in the video idea I had for one reason or another, which might have been why I clicked on those links in the first place. I mean, I prioritized episodes about supersized gas station chains, Mormon flavored cookies, and Confederate fried chicken. You know, the issues. Or trying to include Ohio, although the state usually pops up out of nowhere. Well, recently, I came across an event that's going to take place this summer, a half a world away, that only my brain would connect to tab number 57 of 90, a TikTok that I saw 2 years ago, which didn't even go viral. With that said, today we're going to talk about Poland.
So y'all know how Japan was asking for black men to come on over to Japan to help repopulate Japan because Japanese men's sperm is not working properly.
No.
Well, Poland went above and beyond and actually threw a mixer where black men can go around and dance with, white women and potentially start a family. This is crazy, y'all. Y'all see that?
The mixer to mixed Polish kids pipeline, pun intended. Caramel-colored Christoph Jackson Jenkins Jerkins.
And what's even crazier, every single TV show and movie I've been watching lately is literally promoting interracial couples. If you pay attention, you guys see this. You guys see this, right? Back then, they didn't want us. Now it's hot. They all on us, right? Y'all see the planet warming it up, turn it up.
Let this be a warning to everybody. Don't invoke Mike Jones, who Mike Jones' name for such nonsense. He still has the same phone number. 281-330-8004. Hit him up on the low before spouting that nonsense. The implication in the last part of that clip I just showed was that since climate change is taking effect and the world is getting hotter, white people will need to mate with black people in order for their offspring to survive. And no shade to that creator, but he didn't show any evidence of his claims. And we're going to have to fact check what he said. However, what can't be debunked is these white women getting up close and personal with brothers. I thought only the police wanted to stop and frisk us that much. I'm used to seeing man on the street segments where dudes ask, what's your least favorite race? And I scream, IndyCar in Vegas myself. Well, the person getting interviewed says, black people. Various ethnicities of women saying they don't want to date black men because we're too loud. And so what? Based on what I've already shown you, and as you're about to see, we need to answer these 3 questions. 1, sperm. 2, are black men in? And 3, what the hell is going on in Poland? In order to learn more about little swimmers, let's start with someone who waded in a creek filled with sewage.
Today, the average teenager in this country has 50% of the sperm count. 50% of the testosterone is a 65-year-old man. Lowest fertility rate in the world. 50% of American teens have half the testosterone that they had a generation ago, half the sperm counts they had a generation ago. For men in 1970, men had twice the sperm count as our teenagers do today.
Peep the president looking all tired and worn out over there like he just underwhelmed Stormy Daniels for 45 to 47 seconds, while RFK Jr., the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, can't stop waxing poetic about the sperm count in boys, along with early onset puberty in girls, which would make Matt Walsh explode like a teenager in the 70s. Boom. So even if, quote, Japanese men's sperm is not working properly, they wouldn't be alone in that. I'm not going to look into it further. My algorithm is already cooked. However, according to Ghana Fact, my content is getting all kinds of stamps in his passport. Stick with me. Neither South Korea or Japan are offering money for black men to impregnate their women. As of a few years ago, a construction firm called Booyoung Group in Seoul, South Korea, plans to pay employees 100 million Korean won, $75,000, each time they had a baby. And the Japanese government was planning to provide an additional 80,000 yen, or $592, to couples who have a child. No word yet on if those countries have open invitations for some Bruce Leroys to give East Asian women the glow, if you know what I mean. You know, Ghana Facts helped me find where the video that I played at the beginning of this episode could have gotten its misinformation.
Black men Japan needs you. Japan is calling specifically for black men. I know you are saying why, Tasha. They say they need babies, and black men tend to make a lot of them. After South Korea proposed last week $75,000 per baby that a family has, Japan is in desperate need, okay? And they are calling all black men, specifically immigrants, to come and impregnate their women so that they can save their dying population.
She didn't show proof either. Must have misread the headline of this Vice article. She would go on to blame Japan's declining population on World War II era atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But here's the thing. Unwind with Tasha K's video was published the last week of June. Conscious Juices was the first week of July. That answers the sperm question mark portion of the program. Now, are black men in outside of America?
Give the Black King a Polish woman and his status will go from here to here. Basically, any sort of Slavic-based woman is gonna improve his significance and importance in life. Now, whether it's fact or not, I don't know, but that's how the Black Kings feel. They also are living milk machines. They live for the milk.
Y'all, my internet search history is... Can someone tell me what she means by milk? So, black kings, her words, need a Slavic woman. And real quick, 2 countries away going northeast, Baltic women of Latvia are renting men with golden hands by the hour to do plumbing, carpentry, repairs, and even mounting TVs. R. Kelly pisses on his own fingers before replacing a light bulb. Anyways, that's one woman's take. I want to hear from a couple.
I know that Slavic women are always late, but after meeting my husband's family, I need to step my game up.
Yeah, well, they'll make it sooner or later.
No rush, nowhere. Peaceful environment.
Stereotype. I'm cool with it. Took me 2 years to make this video. And don't get me wrong, I don't want it to come off as if I'm saying that a few people's positive experiences in interracial relationships equals equality for all in Poland. No. I'm certain that white superiority complex invaded that place at some point. But it makes me wonder how black men changed our fortunes over there. And I'm sorry.
We're here in Poland. You're just surrounded by like hot, attractive women who are feminine, who are like, who act like women. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Absolutely. And, and if you had a whole bunch of money here, you'd never be lonely. But America's got that weird culture where you can still be rich and still not get girls and just be a beta and just be a loser.
I'm sorry. Andrew Tate admitted that how he got in Poland is by being rich, which doesn't work for him in America. Weird culture. So, going back to the footage of what was called a mixer, that's not what that was. Yes, that is in Poland. This logo on this umbrella is a Polish beer brand. Yet, what's on this dude's shirt is from Fola Dance Studio. And if I'm not mistaken, that's homie right there. Nigga, Ukraine. Is Kanye aware of this? African immigrant black men, or native Europeans at this point, teaching at a Kazamba dance studio in Kyiv. Kazamba being a racial dance and music genre that originated in Angola. So I wouldn't be shocked if black men weren't in over there, but I would be surprised if black culture wasn't. I don't want to give Poland too much credit. We know this truth all too well in the States. Fact is, that mixer that I've been showing you was really the Kids Me More Kazamba Festival held in Warsaw, Poland. The 10th annual edition is this July 19th through the 13th. But I beg you to get there a week early.
You cannot see the American dream as just getting a family and a house. You have to see what it represents or what the feeling is. And the feeling of the American dream is that the next day can be better. The American dream cannot be dead, because if it is, then there's no point for any of us to keep on fighting.
The Trailer Park LARP about the broken American dream, put on by LARP Venture in Poland from July 2nd to the 5th. Tickets are available now. And if you didn't know, LARP stands for Live Action Role Playing, and their 4th of July event is described as role-playing, which aims at living through a personal story and developing your character's plot arc while using some of the events planned by the organizers like Miss 4th of July and Best American Pie competitions, boxing matches, fireworks, firearm training sessions, and many more.
Sunrise in the morning, golden light is pouring, shadows disappear, new day shine the place.
Here are just a few of the character traits with descriptions in this 700-page plot and scenario: prostitution, addiction, and gangsta. A review from a player named Nilla said, sold drugs, took drugs, got arrested, shot some gangsters, then myself. 10 out of 10, give me more of that. All of this set in a pristine park in Ohio, 2019. My culture isn't their costume. Also, one of LARP Venture's creators said that they work with sources like Hillbilly Elegy by Ohio's own J.D. Vance. You may have seen or heard of this event on social media around 4 years ago, and even then, Americans pointed out that there was a lack of racial diversity in this fantasy world. And yeah, 99.87% of Poland's nearly 38 million people are white. I guess those black men dancing were only there for a week or two and went right back to Africa, America, and Ukraine, apparently. Good thing, too. They only want one thing in Poland, and it's disgusting.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
Do I need to make an entire episode about this Polish convenience store? You know I will. If you scroll through the LARP guide, because there is one, apart from an immigrant storyline, the 4th of July game does not include any themes based on racist attitudes or ideas, due to the creators not feeling competent enough to touch upon that theme and give it the justice it deserves. Not only that, they don't want a symbol like the Confederate flag to appear out of context. There are any number of ways for Americans to take all of this. I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but I will tell you how not to feel.
Like, I'm pretty sure internationally we're a punching bag because of our elected officials, I guess we deserve it, right? But for me, it adds insult to injury to see these images of Americans being mocked when we're all freaking suffering under this oppressive, terrible, corrupt political system. That's the part that I don't like.
That's the joke. Not that Poland is mocking us and pretending like us dressing up as Poles to see if they think it's funny is the same thing as a whole country that's less wealthy than California holding up a mirror to these United States, a world superpower for 80 years, is false equivalence. Don't take it personal, my nigga. Poland's not laughing at us. They're laughing with other countries making fun of this oppressive, terrible, corrupt political system. Shit. Our elected officials don't look, listen, hear, or see it that way.
The whole world was laughing at us for 4 years.
A year ago, our country was an embarrassment, and all over the world, they laughed at us.
The world was laughing at us like we were stupid people. They're not laughing anymore. They don't laugh at us anymore. They respect us now again.
Besides, this is just one of the live action role-playing games that LARP Venture offers. Yes, I am giving some benefit of the doubt to pockets of Poland who seem to be touching on touchy subjects with tact and are, at the very least, openly, overtly embracing a certain form of blackness without separating black men from it, along with being more real about parts of America than we are. Yes, we have both universal themes like poverty and unemployment, as well as themes that are very specific to the US, like the horrendous cost of health insurance or the problems caused by universal access to weapons. That's what's going on over in Poland. I can't speak to the rest of the world unless there's an internet tab that I left open and I'm forgetting about. But let me know if there are other countries that like black people more than America. I've heard things about Ireland and Uruguay. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's a carnal, animalistic attraction to black men here. Yet, on the dating app, Are You Interested?, users hit yes on profiles they were interested in or skip when they wanted to swipe left or pop the balloon or reject me because I shout from time to time. This graphic shows what percentage of people responded to a yes based on the gender and ethnicity of both parties and opposite sex pairs. And Asian, Latino, and white women's lowest response rates were for black men. May have to make a part 2 of this for black women. My word. This data. Before I go, I don't want to be too dismissive. Conscious Juice, what Robert Kennedy Jr. calls teenage boys with high IQs, never mind, added this clip from Jane Elliott about melanin.
Let me tell you, people of color are going to be very much in demand for reproduction in the future. Mark my words, you're laughing now, but you wait 20 years. You won't even have to wait 20 years because they're going to see that if they want their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren to survive, they're going to have some melanin in their skin.
Living chocolate milk machines. They live for chocolate milk. We're going to be all right.